Welcome to A Change in Story. Today's episode is a quick tip where we break down a mental health or personal development topic in 180 seconds to help you shift or reframe your perspective. Today's topic explores the idea of postponing worry in order to help reduce the effects of stress on your day-to-day life. This can be especially helpful in times when what we're worried about doesn't have an immediate or simple solution. Or maybe we're worried about something that we don't have a lot of control over, like someone else's well-being. When that happens, we can sometimes become preoccupied with the worry to the detriment of our responsibilities, work, school, or relationships, and the stress can start to feel overwhelming or all-consuming. You might even notice yourself feeling checked out or having difficulty concentrating or focusing on whatever is happening in the present moment. And this makes sense because usually when we're worried about something, we want to try and find a solution. We want an answer and we want things to work out as quickly as possible. But in those situations when there aren't immediate solutions, it can be helpful to try and contain the worry so that it doesn't completely disrupt our ability to live our lives. This is where using a technique like postponing worry or creating a worry container can come in handy. The idea behind these strategies is to gain a sense of control over the worrisome thoughts and feelings as opposed to them having more of the control. To do this, it can sometimes be helpful to write down what you're worried about as a way to get it out of your mind and to start creating some distance from the worries. However, if you don't want to write it down, you can also just make a mental note. Next, decide on a specific time when you'll return to the worry. This can be a 15 to 20 minute window sometime during your day, typically best when you have a natural break, such as after school or after work, and not right before you go to bed. During this allotted time, the idea is to reflect on what you've written down. You might try and come up with some solutions or journal or write about what's coming up for you, or even talk about it with someone you trust. You might even notice that some of the things you wrote down are not as worrisome anymore, and if that's the case, you can let them go. Once the 15 to 20 minutes is up, try writing down or making a mental note of anything that's continuing to bring up worry, and then close the book on it until the next designated worry time, which might be the same 15 to 20 minute window the following day. Sometimes it can also be helpful to create a container to keep the worry. And this can be literal, like a shoebox or a jar where you can put the worries that you've written down, or it can be something you visualize in your mind, whatever works for you. Once you've contained the worries, though, it's important to then try and focus on the present moment. You may need to do something to feel more grounded, like take a walk, drink some water, or listen to some music. Whatever helps you to move your attention away from the worry and onto the present moment. Building up a habit like this, while it might take some practice, can help to reduce stress, and it can even help you to feel more in control over your focus and attention. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for listening, and take care.